Greetings and welcome to Chinese Frontiers. As you can see, this is a beautiful and artistic game. I like it because it's chill and the music is great to listen to, and the building flow is good. The building flow is a little interesting. We'll get into that in time, but some of the things that really stand out to me are just it feels nice to just build and just casually play. There doesn't seem to be any rush. The storyline is nice. The music is great. So let's start a new game in this and experience it. Just so you know, I'm not going to be showing the cutscenes because for whatever reason, I get this weird underwatery effect with it that I haven't been able to work through. So we'll skip the cutscenes and you can watch them on yours. I'll summarize them. Loading screens have these great quotes and the music is playing and it's lovely. The storyline is that we are a person who is found on the side of the road. We discover Jun, who is an old man just trying to get from one point to another with his cart, and his cart wheel breaks and we help him repair it, and he sees us and sees something in us that's special and thinks that we may be a version of a god living amongst people. And so it talks about the creator god of China, who is thought to have had a chisel and carved out in the mountains and the valleys and made the beautiful regions that are the extensive ecosystems and terrains that are within China. As you can already see, I mean, gorgeous, right? There's a lot of really pretty scenery in this game, which I do enjoy. We'll go through things and we'll do kind of a playthrough on it and just get ourselves started. I do love that the bow is there, the proper bow. Of course, making sure to be cautious about how that looks because it's either a challenge or a respect.
That I did, which is a long-winded practice is the best.
We'll go quicker through the dialogue. He wants us to build up an old workshop, so let's make that happen. Before you go too far, video on the right is actually showing you all of the things. I definitely, when I started out, ran off and just kind of gathered up all the resources off in the distance and just built my own hammer, built my own axe, and then came back and was like, oh, the supplies are right there and it's even showing me right in the table. What am I doing? So anyway, we press C to craft, and then our goal here, well, I'm going to make a hatchet. That is not what I'm supposed to do, but it's what I'm going to do. And we're going to take this here hammer, and we're going to repair. Well, actually, we'll take this here hatchet and repair. Not going to work out so well. There we go. Then we can go back, talk to him. We'll need to gather more wood. We'll be busy for a while here.
Oh, good work on that floor. You will need clay to...
So we need clay, we need a hatchet. Gathering wood, yeah, now we're in a tricky spot. And there are some aspects of this game that I very much love, and there are aspects of this game where I'm like, I'm not a huge fan of that. And there are different ways of doing resource gathering and resource management in these kind of games, where this is a crafting game, and you could call it survival, where you do have to feed yourself and you do need to drink enough water. But I will say that it's not hard to do. You will find yourself not struggling to feed yourself, and you will find yourself not struggling to get access to water. I haven't been to the desert region yet, so perhaps it does get more difficult, but as for now, it hasn't been too challenging. There's an extensive amount of help in it where, as you can see on the right, there's a video that's just taking me through exactly what I need to do to gather things up. And we can pick any number of things while we're out here. Why not just gather all the things while we're here? We're going to be building more, so let's go for that. And it summarizes what we need our different tools for. We can carry quite a bit of resources. One of the things that I'm not a huge fan of, and I know this is an ARC thing, and some other games as well, where you end up gathering this general resource known as wood in large quantities. Like you'll go through hundreds of it just to do your tasks, and then you reuse it to craft things that are made of wood, like logs and planks, and it turns into a lot of intermediary steps, which all of the parts of it are pretty and make sense. It's just one of those things that for some reason for me, for immersion, I've just chopped this tree apart from logs into smaller wood, and I'm about to reassemble it back into logs later. It's just kind of interesting to me. Oh, and there's pigs and stuff, which we'll get into later. Now, as I recall, and having the benefit of doing a playthrough before this to test audio and whatnot, there's a shovel hidden in here that you can just grab, and then we don't have to build our own. It won't be in perfect condition, but that's not a big deal. Management, we go to I, for inventory, and then we're just going to put all these things here. And there's other tools that we will use in time. We'll gather a bunch of clay. Your character can carry quite a bit, so it's no big deal. And as far as drinking water is concerned, I mean, we just drank water out of a nice stagnant pond and we're not sick. We're good. Let's go. We'll gather up these resources and I'll see you back at Jun. As a side note, rice, super important as we go. And all of these things will come back. So gathering up this wild rice is totally good right now. Next time we come down here, there'll probably be more respawned in. Getting resources and gathering things is really easy. And the game is basically encouraging you just to, hey, go back, gather the stuff from that node. It's all good. Go get the stuff, come back, get more stuff. Whatever you need, you've got more than enough of it. So it very much feels like it's not a stress or a strain to get things in this game. It's more like a, well, you know where to find it, go get it, and then go ahead and do stuff with it. We can also gather bamboo, and this will be relevant in a little while. Not right away, but still, it's nice to be ahead. And as you can see, it guides us to everywhere we need to be, making it really clear what we have to do. And then we can place some things in here to get logs. And then we're going to take the wood and we're going to make logs, which, again, it's just a thing. It's a part of the game mechanic. But for whatever reason, that just always bothers me, where it's like, wait, why am I taking the wood and reconstructing it into a log? I mean, there are logs. Still, I do love that the log piles do increase, and it is nice having that. Then we just simply take them. You can carry 2 at a time, whether you knew it or not at first. You grab them with E, but you place them with the left click. There we go. And as you look at the buildings, honestly, they are very pretty. I love the style. The architecture is gorgeous. So it is nice to see. And the animations make sense. It's totally fine. It just makes logical sense. It feels legit. Feels like you're doing the thing. Now the clay, of course. Now I decided to gather I just gathered up a bunch of stuff. So when I was out there, I was overloaded and decided to craft all of my all my items, not weapons, but tools. So we can do our clay for insulation. And now we're set. And we'll go back and talk to Jun.
The workshop is coming along
Nicely.
well.
A roof.
You work
Well,
quickly. You will need more wood.
Yes, we will. But I gathered an excessive amount of those things, and so you're hearing all these things happen because I just gathered up a bunch of bamboo, and I gathered up the flax, which is the blue flowers while we're down there, just because why not? I tend to like to gather resources at the start of a game, so just so I'm ready. Now for this, I find it works a lot better just to be on the roof and to do the work while you're up here. If you're too close, it'll tell you to back off, but otherwise, super clear. Right, and it's essentially teaching us what are all of the things we need to do. We right click and then we can either rotate it or deconstruct it, and it's done. There we are. Now we've unlocked another thing that we'll use as we build.
The old workshop had been left to rot for so long.
And now we're hungry, but our guy is all about work. That's okay, because May will help point us the correct way, get us doing the right things. Now you can gather up all the crops. I mean, it is ready for you to take. Let's check in with May first.
I don't know who you are or where you come from. What I can
And
tell
she'll
you
start
is
out
we have
not
an
trusting
agreement.
us.
I've managed
She
to
lives
keep
here
it.
with her
I'll give you a
grandfather on her
few.
own, and she has a backstory that tells us that she's slow to trust people, and there's a reason for it. We press Q for building, we go here to farming, and then we're starting to gain all of the things that will ultimately be what we use in our village. Now, I don't have enough stone or that, so I'll be back. Now, it's worth noting that any stone formation you find can be mined, and keep in mind that all they do is change color, and then they're used until they regenerate. So this stone source that is sitting here, which is actually just a stone wall in this mountain, this foot area, or just lower area here, that one breaks, but this formation that is a part of the larger cliff is just going to turn colors, and then we're going to know that it's been used or gathered from, and it'll just simply stay there. There we go. So certain ones will stay, certain will go. Now, day and night cycles are interesting because I wanted to see things at nighttime, especially with some of those lanterns. I just think they would look really pretty in the night. But I have yet to see nighttime show up. So I am very curious about that, as I would love to have nighttime in this game. There we go. We'll do just a few, and why not? We don't have to do more than one. All it's asking for is for us to do one, and then plant the radish seeds in that one. All we do is just select and press the left button. There we go. And we'll do 4, why not? Things grow very fast in this game. Time seems to be interesting.
I see you've planted the seeds.
Yes.
For growing food takes patience. I may not be
Thank
sure
you.
of your intentions. You can use my kitchen.
Well, thank you. And now we're gonna go cook. Ong Sang. Kai Tai. Now let's try this. Let's make this thing. And it is neat. I mean, I like the look of the kitchen. The places look good. The buildings are pretty. And I do definitely appreciate that, because for what this game is going to be good for, the itch that it's going to scratch is just setting yourself in a nice, calm place, hearing the music, and just relaxing. That's going to be really the thing that this game does. Is there going to be a long, detailed story? Well, we'll experience parts of that. It is... There's a lot that you can do with it. But some parts feel really fleshed out, and other parts feel kind of like, okay. It's a thing.
How was the soup?
It's good.
It's one of Jun's favorites.
Well, excellent. Thank you. Now we talk to Jun. Now we also have some free food that we can use for a good while. And as we continue these tutorial quests, you'll learn all the different aspects of the game. The basics will be all set.
Then?
Yes.
Ah, you need not. She lost her, but
Okay.
my mind.
What
Build
would
a
you-
carpenter's workshop. Then
Okay.
gather measures of.
Limestone and rice. Now we're going to be making a mortar kiln. Now these field crafting ones, so we can build a kitchen and we can build the mortar kiln. We're going to just get ourselves a kiln here and be done with it. Gathering limestone, and now we have skill points to spend. Gathering limestone, first and foremost, we head down, and it's easiest to get if you go into this little area that's got all kinds of water down here. All the stones that are a slight yellowish or greenish yellow, all of these can be broken down into limestone. Now as you break them, if you notice that the rocks disappear, you will find that these rocks do come back. So most everything that you do in this game just kind of comes back. There is no limit to the amount of stuff you can take and come back for from the wild harvested stuff, and then when you have your own farm, you'll just continually plant seeds, gather stuff back, and it just keeps coming back. It's really, there's no heavy expectation that you have to manage everything, that everything has to go perfectly. It's a very stress-free game, which could be really fun if that's what you're looking for. And I do definitely love just sitting here, hearing the music, and just getting lost in what I'm doing. There we are. We'll just take the flax and be set. Now, of course, there's also rice hidden amongst here. There we go. There we go. A few rice stalks will be good. It doesn't hurt to have more, since we'll use rice to make mortar, and we can also use rice to plant, and we'll also use that to feed livestock in time. Now, with over encumbrance, let's check out our skills. So I pressed K. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take... I will definitely be taking increased carry capacity. Why not? And honestly, there's no limit on when you spend your points in these things, so for me, this is the thing that's going to slow me down the most, and the thing I don't want to do the most, which is to run back and forth. So I'm definitely going to take those points there early. The other skills are fine, but this will work out for me. Alright, using this, all you got to do is fill the different sides with what you need. And honestly, we got the resources, just max it out, be done with it. I only have 32 to 80, which means this will not go equally. We'll look at the very bottom and we'll fill it with some wood, and then we can start the fire with F. And now all the stuff will start pulling into the center, and we can mix it. It can fill with up to 10. So we're going to let that stew a bit, and what we're going to do instead is we're going to head over here, and we're going to gather that rice that he's prompting us to get. And I'm going to take a drink out of the rice paddy. I don't think that's a good idea, man. But, oh well. He'll make it. Now this one has definitely got a lot more in it than our little spot we were looking at before. So gather all this up, and then maybe we can just max out our mortar right at the start. And we'll say, as far as what you do at the start here, be sure you just get as much as you can. You're about to fill an ox cart full. Oh, look at that. Here's our radishes that grew in a day. We'll gather that up so we can have that to take with us as well. We're going to fill this cart with items in due time here. So don't feel like you have to hurry through this. I tend to go kind of slow at this one, and I get a ton of resources so that when we start building our new village, we are way overstocked in what we need. There you go. We have 200 mortar. Well, we can keep going. I had 1,500 mortar when I left here the last time I recorded. Now we're supposed to load up the cart, speaking of which. Here, check this out. We've got 1,000 mortar here. We have 2,000 mortar this time. We're going to be fine. To move stuff, keep in mind your inventory where it says backpack is on the right side. I, for some reason, think backwards, so I expect it to be on the other side. So if you're like me, you thought backwards. And now I put all the stuff in here. And this cart can fill, I don't see a limit. So we're just going to keep filling this thing. And it's going to be great. Then we don't have to carry all of it. A lot of seeds too, right? So once we fill this thing, we also are told we have to move the logs. Now this is a process, and this is where, if I had another skill point, honestly, I think that would be well spent here, where we want to put these in. And then if you can carry more logs at a time, you'll save yourself some time. This is going to be a while. I just held down E and took a whole stack somehow, even though I can only hold so many at a time, and that somehow went way better. I did not read the instructions before. I did not understand the assignment better. That's silly. I'm going to hold on E. Look at this thing. So now I'm carrying this whole thing? Are you kidding me? How did I not notice this before? Oh, man, that's so much quicker. I was doing one by one before. What? Oh, the amount of time that I spent going back and forth. Okay, well, I hope that helps y'all. Let's get to Jun.
You have gathered the material.
Yeah,
Be
you know
sure to choose a place with a fine
Let's choose
view.
a place with
yes?
good view, vital nature, beauty. We want to choose something that's going to be nice, by all means. Now, let's double check though, because yeah, we can't really do anything else right now. So we'll end up coming back up here, and that's fine. So we need to travel down to the valley. This structure, you don't need to keep it here. We can build a new one down there. We're going to go travel. But as we travel, it's going to be really helpful to have some resources with us. So I'm going to do that thing that I do, which is excessively gather too many things on the way down. And I'll see you in the valley after gathering all these things. As you're gathering, if you find yourself looking for more things and you went through the tutorial too fast, remember you can hold down control. And let's see here, left control is the one that does it for me, and no other. You can also change some of those key assignments too. Now, this will help us highlight a lot of the objects we need. So as you're gathering things, by all means, turn on that highlighter so you can see. You'll notice that the pigs and chickens show up as purple, and all these wild plants show up as green, so you can gather up anything and everything you need. And remember, you have a pretty high carry capacity, so feel free to carry all the things. You also have a cart you could fill up. Alright, let's just head down there. And I do want to show you that although the things that I'm going to excessively start to gather are down there too, so you don't really need to gather all the stuff up here. You also don't need to worry about predators, there's no animals to fight, there's no bandits to fight on the way. This game is meant, and it is, just very chill. We're just going to head down here, enjoy the view, and check out anything we want to check out. And when we think about where we're going to build, well, in a nice amount of space, it's going to be pretty obvious, I think, and I'm guessing most people choose similar region, but there's a fairly clear place that looks like the best option, and it's right through the river, right between where the river spreads and then turns. As we go, the sounds are nice, trees are gorgeous. And the mountains in the distance are just wonderful to look at. And of course, there's other random seeds to gather, so if you are the kind of person who has to gather all the things, and I am that kind of person who needs to gather all the things, I am definitely that person where in Skyrim, as soon as I came out of that tunnel and it was, oh, there goes Alduin flying overhead, I didn't hide. I was walking around gathering stuff because, you know, alchemy. Let's go. Down to the valley we go. And now we're starting to see some of those spaces we can go. And of course now they're letting us know, okay, cool. You can transport your caravan freely. You're in a spot where you can now make choices. Where you can decide, hey, I want the caravan to be right there. In this nice green place here with a little bit of mountain and a little bit of foothill and rock wall in the background. Or maybe I don't want to be here. Maybe I want to keep going. There is a road that we can follow if we choose. I recall you move slightly faster on the roads, but it's not really easy to tell. Now, look at this. As we get up to here, there's all manner of wonderful things coming up here. There's open space here. There's open space here. We could have a village that is built into the roadways and we just work around it. Here's a pit of sand. Look at that. There's plenty of sand for us as we need it. Here's a small forest. And a river, of course. There's some rocks that you can cross. As I recall, the water doesn't actually do anything to you, so don't worry about getting washed away. Plenty of limestone within that river. And now, as we come down here, there's a lot of beautiful views. This is not a great area to build with all the sand, but I mean, look at all these little spaces that you could just choose to put things. And there we go. Build anywhere you like. I rather enjoy the idea of being back this way, as when we go over here, we're going to find that we have a great view of the entirety of the valley, as well as having a view from Jun. So it allows us to look up to the mountainside to where all of our start began. So we'll follow the river up. We'll find ourselves a great little spot here. Look at this. Now, there's a decent amount of space. I did notice in time that this feels like it fills up quickly. Doesn't mean that you can't use the space over there as well. I definitely did find that it is a good amount of space for what you need. It has all of the wild resources you could want. There's already rice here for us. There's plenty of clay, as you can see. And of course, we have flax around, and bunnies, and trees. So, let's place our caravan here. Placing caravan is not a big deal. You place it where you want. You're just going to be getting logs out of it. You're going to be getting resources out of it. That's the goal. We're supposed to gather sand and then place our hut. So let's do this. And there we go. Now to build, we press Q and we go to the workshop. The carpenter's workshop is going to be kind of a cornerstone for us. It's going to be the thing that we need to go back and forth to a lot. So having it central is nice. I tend to like to have it with a view. I think that this is a great area to be. Now, we're going to need to have a lot of resources in our inventory, and that's going to require us to pull from a cart. We will most likely be absolutely overloaded constantly. If you want to split stacks, hold down left shift and then left click and drag, and you can separate your stacks, and that'll help you out a lot. Now, being over encumbered, I'll be honest, it's not that big a deal. It just means you have to walk, and that's not that bad. So, I tend to over-encumber my poor character. But, if we're part god, well then we can carry all this stuff. I'm not sure. I haven't actually played the game all the way through, so if that's a spoiler, I didn't know it. In the building of the structure over time, you're going to see that it is a slow process. And it does require us to go bit by bit and use different resources that make logical sense. Clay, sand, stone, mortar. When we get to this part now, we're going to be talking about all the logs, and it's going to take quite a while. I wonder if you can do the stack. I gotta find this. I'm gonna do this. We have to try this right now. Can I just grab a whole stack and be excessive? No, it won't let me do that. But maybe I can just put them down here. Yeah. There's the map. Now we've decided we settled here. There's more, of course. But this is considered the valley. Jin's house, and we're right in front. A nice view. Well, now that's a nice thing. We can just bring the stack out here, and then we can grab from it and go. I'm a fan of that. I definitely, when I first did this, did not know that you could do that. So this has really improved this playthrough. And it's already made it a lot more fun to build, because you do a lot of back and forth. I do love that style of doing it. It is fun to just go piece by piece. I rather enjoy that. That may not be your style, but I do very much enjoy just going bit by bit. And I'm dropping with right click. Poor guy. The next parts we're going to be using the hammer a lot. And as you recall, I did say I'm overloading my character. I just toss all of the things in his inventory. There doesn't seem to be a penalty other than not being able to run for being over encumbered. And there it is. So we have our first structure. I'm going to do a thing while we're here, right? Let's get our kitchen done. Where do we want to have it? I'm probably going to have the farmland over there, and I'm probably going to put this thing back here. I like nice right in the open. Look at that. Now we can cook right where the water passes us by, where we have a wonderful view of our area. Now, of course, I am overloaded with things we don't need to carry, so let's stop doing that. And there's a lot more we could do, because we could just continue to build right now. We don't have to go, don't have to bring anything back with us. We'll keep the tools and the food with us just so we have everything we need. Trowel, maybe so. There we are. And then going back to Jun's going to allow us to do more unlocks and finish some quest lines. So let's just click there and fast travel. And every time we come back, we're welcomed by this beautiful little garden and the trees. It is nice. It's a very pretty game.
The speed with which you erected, but I meander.
Well,
You should
now.
may would not be.
Okay, then I'll speak with her. And
You've the same wit. Were I 10 years, your journey.
now, this takes us to the part of the game where we start interacting with the Great Wall. And they also tell us the backstory of May and how she's raised by her grandparents and has her trust and her issues with trust come from a challenging background. Now, we will continue to do good things here and help her out. And we have a number of different quests that now are available. We can go straight to the beacon tower if we want, but we also can see that we have a quest from her.
You have stirred much hope in my grandfather.
Yes, and
taking on
the idea
beacon
that she
tower.
doesn't trust us as much as
For
her
your own
grandfather kind of
sake,
plays through this.
What can I help you with?
Righty. Do you know a
Sure, I
reliable way to
do.
get rice?
It's not very different from growing other crops.
Okay,
Rice
she
must.
tells
You
us
will have
about
to wait a
growing
while.
them inside water. That's a
What
thing
can
we
I
can
help you
do.
with?
Farm
I keep
animals.
a few. Today's we have an
And we're
agreement.
going to get her started. And
What can
we're
I
going to
help
go
you
get
with?
some things for her. Decorate
It's
the,
only a bit
the
of
yard.
luck.
Okay, and then we're
What
just
can I help
essentially
you with?
pulling all the questions here. Let's
Only
talk
a
about
few,
the
that's
other
very
plants. Okay,
What
now,
can I help
do we
you
have
with?
anything else? Okay. Now we're supposed to plant radishes, plant onions, and plant flax. Well, let's just gather a quick onion. Let's gather a quick flax. Let's gather some of these. And now essentially we're just assisting around here. We still have our hoe with us, so we can most easily do this. And every time we take from the land, we need to re-plow. But that's going to be it. You don't have to water stuff. You just need to take care of the processes in the ground, the plowing, and then put the seeds there. And then you wait, and you're good to go. So most of this game is very, very relaxed and very simple and straight to the point. So we'll take and we'll plant our seeds in here. We don't need to plant more than one. Again, it's really the bar is set nice and just like, hey, you do what you want to do. Just do enough to get these things unlocked so you know what you're doing and so that you're getting a little practice. There we go. Now I can return to May and take care of that. I'll just keep planting a little more. Next step is to make a rice field. Now we're going to need resources for that, so I'll be back after we gather some wood and some stone. Alright, I found myself in this area and I'm realizing, you know what? Let's just catch one of these things while we're here. So, you can hear the sounds of them. Let's get, you asked us to get a chicken first, so bam! We just run up and press E, and then here we are carrying a chicken. And you can see in our hotbar, or not a hotbar, but our tool indicator to the right, I have a chicken as the icon, which means that currently that is the weapon I am armed with, and it is a deadly one. Actually, it doesn't really do anything, but it does allow us to travel around and carry the chicken to a spot. So we'll bring it in here, and we'll place it into the spot where it needs to be, and we can assign it by pressing E. Congratulations to us. Now we're supposed to feed it seeds, so let's go for that. Now it doesn't matter what kind of seeds, which is interesting, but it's what it is. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to read into it too far. So there we go. Now we've got seeds in there. We're supposed to get a pig as well. I gathered a number of different resources while we're out so we can make our rice paddy. And you also may have noticed as you traveled that Jun has a quest above his head. We'll get that one. Let's get that pig. There we go. Sometimes it gets tricky to find them. Now, catching them, not that hard. They don't dodge well. Oh, they walked away and now there's two of them. They don't dodge very well. They just kind of run away from you directly. It's not hard to get them. And we'll find in our village area shortly, down in the valley, that there's an awful lot of pigs and chickens not far away from where we settled, allowing us to get a very early animal start as well. And again, as is the standard flow in this game, it's not really high impact, not high stress. It's all good. There we go. And we assign it by pressing E. Congratulations to us. We now have a pig, and we can put food in there. There we go. Now, the next thing, as I recall, we're supposed to just grab an egg, and there should be one in the area here. Oh, perfect. They just started making them. We can take a couple if we so choose. And now, with that, coop keeper, we're supposed to collect chicken meat. All we do for that one is go over the chicken, hold down E, and we gather a single chicken meat, which is unfortunate because, you know, if you process a chicken, it's not one meat you get. But it is what it is. We'll just deal with what we got there. Now we're supposed to place a rice field. Coop keeper, we're supposed to go back to her. We're going to end up doing the pig thing. I'm hoping that she doesn't count that one against us. Ooh, that might have been a problem since I got the pig already put in there. I'm not sure that'll be registered. For the rice paddy, let's just keep it simple. And with that, we do need to plant some rice seeds. I definitely made the mistake of picking all of the rice before and not leaving some behind for me to grab from. So I just searched around until I found a couple. There we go. Now we've got two things to return to May for. Let's do that.
I see you've planted some seeds already.
Absolutely.
I see.
The local variety will get you
I
more.
appreciate you rounding up once they're back in
And
their
the feather
pen.
leaves are there.
Don't forget to feed them.
Yes, we
What
will
can
feed
I
them.
help you with?
Now about the rice.
What can I help you with? Do not neglect your rice fields. Tend to them well, and they will repay you in kind.
Perfect. Now we're supposed to catch a pig and put it in a trough. Unfortunately, I did that before, so now we got to do it again. And yeah, and also our friend Jun
I've
here.
drawn the way to come,
Thank you.
my friend.
More settlers? How do we get
Indeed.
settlers? Yes.
But they will need more.
A
That
hut.
would be a good
All right, thank you. And that allows us to get that
I've
started
drawn
now.
the way. Come, my friend.
It's getting
Stay
difficult
with me
navigating in
while
that caravan
I
mud, so we
head
can
down
build a
to the
road.
village. Come, my friend.
All right, very well. Now we're going to need to build that road before we can get a very important structure, which is the warehouse. And that one, I sat on that for a lot longer than I should have, so that slowed me down in my progress. I was definitely in my first playthrough trying to really ramp up quick in a way to show what's going on, but also in a way so we could really get that first build just started and going. But I definitely missed the fact that there were so many more quests here to wrap up, and I rushed through some things, and I'm definitely seeing the flow now. It is always good, finish up your quests here, and then be sure that you've wrapped them up before heading out to Beacon Tower, just because it's really nice to have the majority of your village ready and waiting to be expanded, because Beacon Tower is going to come with a number of unlocks and structures that you're going to want to build in your village. Now, of course, I can't put him there, but we can assign our piggy there. Now let's feed you some rice seeds, Lucky. Alright, now, next step. Decorating there, master the mud, collect pork. Alrighty, find ourselves a piggy. Hold down E and we've gathered one singular pork from that pig. Which is still so weird.
I'm grateful you rounded up my pigs.
But then the other one? Oh,
Some
sorry.
accident indeed.
Oh, so he ran off?
But it's fine.
Better me
That
than
pit
Tiger because
fresh
I took it
produce
out?
would be enough.
Okay.
Why don't you start by building a... Then
a
all you
farm.
need to
We
do.
got it.
What can I help you with?
So apparently no matter what, we always get the
Do
same
not
dialogue,
neglect
which
your
is
rice fields. What can I
that
help?
we somehow accidentally killed the pig even though we're told to. Building a farm's going to take a while. That's a structure that takes quite a bit. So what I would recommend is let's finish up this rice harvest and then do the sanctuary, which should be good to go. And look at that, the rice is already done. I mean, isn't it crazy? Things grow so fast in this game.
I see your rice has grown. That is...
Yeah, and thank you.
What can I help you with?
It does
That's
it. Oh,
clever.
perfect.
Very well. Have
Now,
return
this
to me
is a big
once you
deal.
have everything.
Okay, we do want to do it. We want this one because fishing is going to be good, and a lot of the meals that we're about to get here are going to be awesome for us in time. So let's build that fishing rod. We'll go fishing in a moment. We do have one more thing we can do here, as I recall. Let's figure out her sanctuary, and we'll build some of these things. We need plain planks and wedges. That's an easy solution by going back to our caravan. We'll be back. Upon returning, now all of the things we have, my goodness. We need the wood. Rice-wise, well, the clay actually probably should take that with us, right? Ah, there we go. Right-click is a great way to move things quite easily. We do need wedges, as you saw before, so we'll make a few of these. 20 is going to be way more than enough, and we need planed planks. Now that one requires raw planks, so we'll start by getting the raw planks, and then we'll process them to the next step. There we are. And plain plank. Perfect. We'll go 30. Let's go extra. And now we'll do 2 rotations because every single crafting set we do results in a single crafting set. So we get that resource. Okay, we did not make the fishing rod yet because I put all of my bamboo away. Right? See that? Now, it would have been silly to keep it in my inventory, but I think it's going to help out just having all kinds of stuff on hand. Honestly, just having extra things on hand works great. Fishing rod is easy. Done. And then we can go fishing in the stream that is right here. Aha. And as we look and we get closer, we should start to see fish pop in. And it doesn't, I don't believe you have to see the fish in order to fish for them. There we go. And now you can see them. And we'll just wait till the bobber goes down. Never mind the fact that that's definitely not how you would fish in this particular region. Just whatever. It's what it is. I mean, in a stream, that thing would be going downstream. We'd probably be fly fishing here. There we go. Now we have 2 fish. We need to gather rice. Now that's not simple for us, but we do have this whole cart full of things. How did we do on gathering rice? Oh, we did great. Alrighty, then with that, we can go up there. We should have some radishes on hand. And I think we're good. 7. Yep, so now we can return to May. And while we're here, we could continue to wrap things up. We could take this time to build a villager's hut. We could take the time to build our road. It is up to us. The road's not bad because it's... Well, we have a lot of resources for it. Let's go for that. It's nice to have it done. I think you'll find that that is a good thing. That once we get some of our structures done and we can unlock the others, it really is nice just to be done with some of these quest lines and that we can continue on. So let's put a road here. Roads count as a village structure. We'll click and we'll drag, and then we can view it as we go. It seems to think that we're in trouble here. Then we'll go this way. We can place bit by bit. I do want to have my farm over here, so I probably should have planned that out better. There we go. We can get this walkway to go down to our... There we go. Now it goes to our caravan, and that's good. We just wanted to have it done. Back to Jun. Having returned, we're going to discover quickly here that we need to go back again for May's quest, but for Jun's quest, let's just let him know the road's done.
Perhaps my walks in the village. I've drawn the way to come, my friend.
Okay, about the huts.
It is wise to build huts for those who may come, my friend.
Well, then we'll have to do the huts next. So that will be our next step. I want that warehouse before we get too far, because that's how we actually start getting to a management and a storage.
You've gathered all the ingredients. Go on.
Yep.
Use the kitchen and give it a try. What can I help you with?
This is where things are going to...
What can I can't accept what can I help?
Okay, let's go. So now it's going to say that we're supposed to make the fish balls, right? But you're going to discover quickly here that we can't do it because we don't have dough. And it doesn't let us know that we need to use our field kitchen to make the dough. So that's an unfortunate thing. That one, I went back and forth and I looked around in that structure for a long while just being like, what am I missing? How do I not see what I'm supposed to be doing right now? And I couldn't find a structure in May's kitchen to do so. So I came back to eventually built the field kitchen and then discovered how we do this, which is we make it here on this part of the table and then we can make the fish balls. So from there, we can then go over to here and craft. And it is neat, right? Like, big old pan hanging by a chain that we're cooking on. Looks cool. Cool. Now, let's go back. Upon our return, we could also get some of these decorations done. There we go. Wooden bench. We can put one as a sitting area here. I love the idea of Jun coming over here and watching the gardening and enjoying a nice time of day here by the tree. And I think there's a gorgeous view here that we should take advantage of. Alrighty, now we've got the ceramic lantern, that's good.
Oh, I've never had... What can I help you with?
You know any other recipes?
I don't have more recipes.
Like a cookie
You'd
dishes
really
I
do
discover.
that?
Of
Besides,
course.
I suspect June is growing...
Thank you. Alrighty, then bring dishes to May. We'll get to that in due time. Lanterns wise, let's do ground lanterns, and now we just need to break these. I do think it'll look good here. And we can have one in the pathway here. It's nice to have those. And we can have one more that just sits here as a memorial, or just as a place of honor. There we are. Now, did we do enough of them? How many do we need to have? 6 of them. Alright, well, that being the case, let's wrap that up. Perhaps we can have one more on the pathway leading to the piggins and the chickens. Hard to find that one spot we can place it. Can we place it on these structures? Sure, why not? There we are. A nice view and a lantern to match. There we are.
Oh,
Alright, May.
these dishes look familiar. Good.
Glad
That
you like
means
it.
I shouldn't have much trouble
Oh,
recreating
we need to
them
make the other
with
ones.
ingredients. You really didn't have to go through all this trouble. That's
Oh, of course we did. We're
what
happy
can
to
I
do
help
so.
you with? I
Okay.
can't accept Mark. What can I can't accept.
There you go. From here, we have 2 buildings to make. And we could make a lot of fields. We can do a lot. We have many options at this point in time. And we also have the beacon tower that we could do as well. So we have a lot of potential for what we could do and where we could go with our planning. Now, if we go to the beacon tower, and it is worth going there just because we have a lot we can gain from it. We gain experience, we're going to gain some buildings as well. We could consider wrapping up our work here so that we have a villager's hut. We could also decide to build the farm, which I think is a lot of fun to get done. And it is kind of nice to have. There we are. And I love this area for it. It would be nice to have this done just so we have access to extra food, but we aren't really struggling for food at this point in time, as you can tell. And with all the resources we've just gotten, and the fact that we can catch fish whenever we please, we're not in a bad spot. Kind of curious. What's the best thing we could possibly make here? What can it make us do? Freezing stamina. Now that looks pretty slick. Freezing stamina, we could be doing a lot of work during that time. Freezes nourishment for 10 minutes, okay. Now there we go. Grabbing mutton. I don't have lamb though. That freezes everything. Oh my goodness, mushrooms? Okay, we're not going to be having that one. Replenishing, freezes stamina, so the pearlfish balls, that one's a good one. So all we need is dough and a little more radish. Maybe we can have some of that. And that one's a good one. All parameters for 100. That's good. So the pearlfish balls, this is a big one. Maybe we'll make a couple of these. We've already got the fish, we can make dough easily. And radish. I'm thinking, since we know we need lots of rice, let's make sure that we have the rice patties done. And be sure that we're in a spot where we can come back to that. And then what our next step will be is let's take ourselves off and go to do some work on the Great Wall and learn all we can from the great builders there. That'll allow our village to thrive even more than we possibly could have on our own. Now, in this region, if we build a road into here, I kind of like... There's a nice flat track right here, which looks like it's a natural walkway. So then let's do this. Let's get ourselves a nice rice field. And I think we're going to run into... Yeah, these clay deposits are going to be a bit of an issue. Darn. Alright, then, that being the case. Maybe this would be a better spot, because we have a lot of room here. Ah, that counts as an actual not buildable region. Ah, okay, so even the little rice plants are going to be in the way. So this little guy here, maybe I can angle it? Yes, I can. Okay. Oh, and then we have that clay deposit. Darn. Okay. It looks like this is going to be a bit picky as far as where we place things. So that's going to be a problem. I do like that it snaps, so that's good. So we can have it link to our previous and then continue onward. But it is really picky about where we place by the look of it. Now, it's worth noting that I shoveled out my particular deposit and I was able to build here, so it was worth giving that a shot, and that'll make this a lot better. Now we can really expand this, and with that being the case, I'm thinking that maybe next time around we're going to make this a little better. Alright, so you know, with the hammer out, we can right click and deconstruct just like we did with the previous, just like we did with anything else. So it's nice to know that that's a doable thing. Did not know that one at first. I just figured that the deposits counted as regenerated. So I love the idea that we can actually get that done. So let's take this thing out. And then let's make it new, and let's get it right. It would be nice to have a rather legit looking setup, right? I'm thinking we'll go 2 rows by 2 rows. And then we'll do another one on the side over here. If we have to, get rid of stuff. There should be plenty of clay in the area, so we don't need all of this. Now, with that, let's make the last bit, and let's call everything ready. And this doesn't count as a walkway per se, so that's a win. There we are, look at that. Okay, now, that's gonna make our life a lot easier. Let's gather up all those seeds and let's get ourselves in a spot where we are ready to just simply enjoy the constant bounty of our rice fields. Oh wow, 52 seeds. Yeah, we're gonna be okay. We'll be doing alright with this. Very nice. Now, I did envision... stone, of course. I did envision us getting a walkway through here, and some fields next to the farm, and some fields going this way. So we take care of that. Again, stone. Okay. Alright. We'll do little chunks. That way we can go piece by piece and easily walk through them. And we can deal with the contours of land as well. It's tricky to know where these things actually line up. I don't quite have that visual down because that looks like it's longer than the other one. The other one looks like it doesn't stick out quite as far. Okay. I'm going with it. There we are. Now we know that we need radishes for a lot of our dishes. And with this I can get into the area. And if we don't like this, we just remove and go. Which is not bad. There we are. That'll make more sense. There we are. Okay, happier with that. Now the benefit of the rice is that it's just, you're done. You make the patty, you throw the seeds in there, you move on. You don't have to use the hoe to cultivate, or plow, sorry. So with these land fields, we have to plow. Now as to, does it reset and go back? Yeah. So that's more work that we have to do continuously. So rice is going to be kind of just the mainstay. And as long as we don't need too many vegetables, we'll just stick with rice, and anything that we can make with rice that gets us a good result. Now I decided that I didn't have enough radish seeds. I've only got, what, the 9 that we had from before. So we're going to pick some wild radish. That's going to happen. Take care of this. We'll get that set. And then while we're at it, I'll show you that this is where all the wonderful farm animals will be. And this is just across the river from our place. Alright, and then, now that we have plenty of seeds, it's off to plant. And already our rice is done. It's just crazy how fast it goes. This is, I mean, the rate that things happen in this game is pretty wild. So, it's hard to tell day, night. Don't know if we're going to see seasons or if it's just to do a bunch of quest lines and come back and do your thing. Or what it's going to be. Oh, and here I'm drinking nice, good old-fashioned stagnant water. Ooh, apparently I love drinking this water right here. There we go. Ah, because our deposit was right in there. That's rough. That's okay. We knew that was going to happen. So I'm not sure how that's going to go over time, because it seems, I mean, we've been here for a couple days already. Yeah, this deposit's going to be a real problem over time. We'll leave the patty around it and just be done with it. Anyhow, so seeing how we don't actually get to see night, that's a bummer, because I was really hoping for the lanterns like we saw in Jun's place. I would really love to see something like that in our own village, or that we could add something. We could have our own decorative pathways, things like that, but I don't know. Huh. That was fast. Yeah, so it seems it's gonna be really just really quick. I mean, and boom, there they are. I walk over here and they're done. Oh boy, and the flax is already growing. Goodness. Okay, well, we aren't gonna be worried about food, it turns out. Well, we'll get a start on we'll plan to go to the wall. In next episode, we'll do our missions there. And in this episode, what we'll do is we'll get ourselves going for our village. We'll wrap up the farm, and then that's it. And then, if you have been playing this game, and if you've been enjoying it, what are the things that stand out that you love about the game? What are some things that you don't love so much about the game? Give some feedback in the comments about where things are at, so we can all have an idea about what you've seen and what we have to look forward to, and just what your thoughts are. So far, for me, it's been enjoyable to kind of play through the chill version of this and see how it kind of pans out. And I'm a little worried about it that there's not a lot of depth, and that we're going to end up finding out that it's a whole lot of just, we'll do fetch quests and build quests, and then we'll have a village, and we'll have a village, and that's the end of what we'll see. I'm not sure yet, though, because I obviously haven't gotten that far, but that is my initial concern. My positives right now are that it is definitely pretty, and that is nice, and it is great having the music in the background. The music is quite enjoyable, and it does have some real simple mechanics that are easy to work with. The detail of building the buildings is fun too, that it's piece by piece, and that it looks like it comes together and makes some sense when it comes together. Get these pieces made, and then build ourselves a house. Well, actually a house for animals anyway. Our farm. Now the trick is me trying to remember the things I need. Made a lot of logs, made a lot of planks. We're about ready to get this barn done, and we'll do the same things we did for the previous ones. Let's make this thing happen. And we're going to need some more resources. I am going to vastly overload character, but I'll be okay. because it doesn't seem to be any consequences for that, which is a win. So we'll take it. Alright, and then it's time to... oh, bummer. The survival aspects of the game is just kind of like... it seems to me eating is an inconvenience, and that's about it. And that maybe if I have something cool with it, I can make it so that I don't have to eat as often. And that's about it. But we'll see. We'll see over time if that is different, or if there are aspects that we do with the desert, because that seems to be a space that we go to later. We'll see. Now, since you're over encumbered, if you're like me at this point, go inside before you finish up the whole thing, just so you can get yourself in a spot where you can easily access things. Oh, that's right, you can jump still. Never mind. I take it back. There we go. Now we're set. Let us move some things around. I think we're gonna have ourselves a warehouse right here, and we'll end up with our living quarters in this space over here. If I was to have a spot where I need to have my hut, it'd be over there. And then the only thing left for us to do to get this farm online is be sure that we can feed the animals. Now, when you look at this, I have a ridiculous amount of flaxseed. So let's take that, and we'll feed our critters with flaxseed. Doesn't seem like it's something we would have done, but who knows? Maybe we would have. It says only plant rice in this field. Oh, well, it seems to think we can't do that, but guess what? I think they're going to eat it. Let's see what happens. And if they don't produce any goods based on that, well, we know that it's only rice grain. And since everything grows so fast, we won't have much to worry about. I'm figuring we want chickens first, because pork is fine and all, but eggs. Eggs, eggs, eggs. We gotta be able to make dough and noodles, so that's gotta happen. The only way to get there is through having chickens. There we go, there's one. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. And we have tons of good eggs here. Alright. But we're out of food already. Oh! There. Get in there, apparently. says can plant only rice, but I'm getting eggs out of this deal, so I'm not gonna be worrying about it. Now, I would love it if we could put food in there in a faster fashion, so it didn't have to be this slow animation of just click and go. But, I mean, part of this is the idea that we're trying to be chill about this. We're, you know, right, this can be a game that's nice and slow-paced, right? There we go. And I heard that egg drop. It sounded like it hit stone, and wow, it sounded like it was made of stone. Alright, that being the case, I do believe we're in a spot where we've got a real large collection of goods. Let's just try making some stuff and see what we get. I want to make a noodle dish. What can we make that as noodles? There's a noodle thing. Gourd head. I don't have anise, though. Yeah, here we go. So there's going to be things we have to gather in different regions. Oh my gosh, Sichuan peppers. See, now that sounds tasty. Snails? No thanks. Alright, so apparently we are not, absolutely not going to be making us anything that has noodles. Oh, bay leaves, nice. Alright, well, that's what it is. We're making dough. Dough, onions, radish, and fish. Oh, teleported to the other side of our thing. And rice flour, we'll craft a few of these so we're good to go. And with that, we'll get ourselves some food so we're ready for our mission. I'm not sure what to do with the people who would show up in our village, so maybe we could do that and we could just have villagers, but what are they gonna do? Like, I don't know. To find out. I do get a kick out of there being sourdough. That must be for our bread. There we go. Now the only thing left for us to get is we do not have enough fish to make this happen. And that's not that hard to accomplish. Given that there's a stream right here, we'll see if there's fish in here regardless of whether they show up. Oh, they're there. Right, what the... Apparently I caught me some bamboo. That's not going to taste as good as a fish, that's for sure. Get some bits stuck in our teeth. I like fish bones, I suppose. Ahaha. Alright, I can't believe it. Yeah, it definitely turned my thing around, huh? There we go. And now we're just going to sit back, make our food, and we're set. And with this food, with the fact that it freezes our stamina bar, that'll be nice for us doing a whole lot of rush work. Or maybe even for us running from spot to spot. See if that helps out a bit. And if not, well then, it's just a entertaining recipe that we're eating. There we are. Done. And as far as I can tell, food never goes bad, so we're in a really good spot. Alright, it's a humble start, it's a good start, it's a beautiful little area. And we can see from the hillside, or from the mountainside, that Jun and Mei can look down on us and see how far we've come. Take care, y'all. Let me know what you're thinking of this game so far. We'll see you next time.